Okay, I am back. So, I started doing a video about the insight that came to me, and I spoke for about 10 minutes, and then when I watched the video back, there was only 3 and a bit minutes, and I didn't even get to the point of what the insight was, so that was interesting. So, okay, so I set the context in the previous bit of the video. What I heard was Michael Neal speaking about self-improvement. And if you don't know who Michael Neal is, I highly recommend you checking out his work. He has a radio show and several really interesting books and lots of interesting talks on the 3 principles. And if you don't know about the 3 principles, again, I highly recommend that you check it out. So, Michael Neal absolutely loved self-help for himself when he was younger, and read lots of self-help books because he felt that he was broken and needed help. He then went on to realise that he wasn't broken and that what was needed was self-improvement. And he actually went on to have a very successful career in self-improvement as a speaker, author and coach, running courses, one-to-one sessions, what have you. Then he was introduced to this new understanding, well, this understanding, new to him, an understanding of how everything kind of works, really. And with this new understanding, his whole approach to self-improvement changed. You know, his perspective on it, his view on it, his feeling about it, everything changed, and he knew that he could no longer look at it in the same way and work in the same way. Yeah, so what Michael said, which really hit home to me and gave me the tingles, you know, just that amazing feeling when a new knowing has come to you, an insight has come to you, and you just know that you cannot go back. You know, a doorway is opened, you've stepped through it, and you can't go back, you can't unknow a truth. You can't go back. Everything changes from this point on, and that's the bit that where I was talking before, that can have an ease to it if I allow myself to think of it in that way, but also is just so liberating. So what I heard him say, so this is what I heard, he probably didn't say these exact words, was, how can you improve yourself when you created yourself? So it's like if yourself is self-created, then how do you improve on that? Really? I mean, it's a bit of a nonsense, isn't it? To improve on something that you've already created, then if you're that concerned about it, you could just recreate yourself. And of course, I'm not talking about your true self. I'm talking about the personality self, the thoughts that we have that create our reality of who we are and what we see around us. So, whilst ever you're looking in the direction of the self, the form of yourself, your personality, and tinkering around with your behaviour and your mindset, I feel that I'm actually missing out on potential quantum leaps and huge, amazing insights that are really going to deepen my experience of life and my fulfillment of life if I actually look in the direction of who I truly am. So I know, every day I will be caught up in some conversation about how I could heal myself of such and such that happened in the past, or deal with my fear of this, that and the other. But what's occurred to me is that's still looking at the self that I've created. I've created those fears. I've created those parts of me that I feel are in need of healing. So yes, I can focus there and tinker around with it and make improvements to that self. But I'm already whole. I'm already well. I'm already fulfilled. I'm already content. I'm already at peace. I'm already expansive. I'm already this phenomenal being, this phenomenal creator that's without fear. I'm already love. This unconditional love. This source energy that's capable of so much. And that's the direction that I want to look in. And I do connect with my true self, and that is what my coaching is all about. Compassionate CPR, complete personal realization. It's about coming back to life, coming back to the real life of who you are, as opposed to tinkering around with the thought created self. But yesterday I just realized how caught up I am still in tinkering around with the thought created self. And because I suppose I'm just used to that being the way to go about things. When really, if I just sit back and trust that looking in the direction of who I truly am and allowing the insights to come and operating from that place is all I need, I suppose, of course, if I just really, really wholeheartedly enjoy the tinkering about, then fine, I can do it. But as long as I'm doing it knowing that that's what I'm doing, that I don't really have to do it. I don't really have to, but I just enjoy it. It's like being a hamster on a wheel. And rather than being the hamster that's caught up in the wheel and going round and round and round, if I look in this direction, I can see the thought-created self as the hamster going round and round in this wheel, but I'm not the hamster. So, that's where I am right now with it. And I'm interested to see where this takes me and the conversations that I have with my clients. It's going to be, really cool. So if anything I've said makes sense to you, you've had ahas for yourself, some insight for yourself, then I would love, love, love to hear your comments about it. So please comment below and let's continue this interesting discussion. yeah, just still allowing it all to kind of like just sink in. But yeah, there's nothing to do, and I've kind of always known that. And it's very liberating. Very liberating. But of course, my little mind doesn't quite understand. What? There's nothing to do? Of course there must be something to do. So it's going to be interesting just to see how this plays out. Okay, bye for now.